Again, thank you for the organization committee for inviting me for this talk. So my name is Kalum Gamaj from James Watt School of Engineering, University of Glasgow. I'm professor in engineering education and also the co-director of the Center for Educational Development and Innovation. For those of you who don't know, University of Glasgow is top in Scotland and top 10 amongst UK universities. And we consistently remain as a global top 100 university. I want to focus on micro-credentials in higher education and explore how they are transforming the way we think about education and career development, especially in AI-driven future. So they have emerged as a powerful tool to enhance employability, support lifelong learning, and open doors to a wide range of career opportunities. At their core, micro-credentials are short, focused programs designed to help learners develop specific complementary skills in areas that interest them or align with their professional goals. So in this presentation, I'm going to explore the transformative potential of micro-credential, highlighting how they provide targeted, flexible, and accessible pathways for skill development and career advancement. I will also explore into how micro-credentials are bridging the gap between traditional education and the constantly changing demands of modern industries. So just a bit of a background. So micro-credential rooted in the concept of open educational resource launched by UNESCO in 2002. So focus program designed to keep learners with specific in-demand skills. So these programs offer flexibility, accessibility, and relevance, making them an increasingly popular alternative to traditional degrees. If you look at the from the global perspective, so the rise of micro-credential has been driven by the need to verify up to date knowledge in fields, for example, IT and especially in teacher education. And they have progressed into an umbrella term, for example, nano degrees, certificates, digital badges, and you can name several others as well. So sort of bridging the gap between traditional education, which we sort of familiar with like degrees and modern industry demands, micro-credential provide learners with personalized modular learning pathways that can adapt to individual needs or individual career goals. One of the major shifts we are witnessing is the growing collaboration between higher education institutions and industry. So this partnership actually helps to design programs that actually address real-world skills, particularly real-world skill gaps, making graduates more employable. So the pandemic further accelerated this trend, highlighting the need for rapid reskilling and upskilling to navigate the changing workforce landscape. Micro-credentials are not just about addressing skill gaps, they are also about democratizing education. So they offer flexible learning options that offer to diverse groups, from university students to non-traditional learners. So even allowing the learners to balance their work and family. So by offering lower cost, accessible programs, micro-credential reach learners in remote regions and uh, undeserved communities, empowering them to improve their career prospects. Additionally, universities are using micro-credentials to broaden their appeal, so attract international learners and explore new business models. So just to give an example, micro-credentials are integrated into professional development for teachers in the US, for example, and even many universities in Australasia. Ultimately, micro-credential challenge the traditional long-term degree model. So as you know, the long-term degree model could take maybe 3 to 4 years to even 5 years. Whereas with this offering a more agile, innovative approach to learning, which has a more clear focus here. They allow for experimentation with new teaching methods, technologies, and program design, ensuring that higher education institutions stay relevant in today's fast-changing world. So in this research, so the methodologies as a part of this work, we conducted a critical review that relied exclusively on online database to analyze published work related to micro-credentials. So the aim was to address a specific research question formulated at the outset of study. So you can see the 4 research questions that sort of we considered as a part of this work. So we look at primary factors driving the shift towards micro-credentials in higher education. We look at how institutions ensure the quality, credibility, and recognition of micro-credentials. We also look at the challenges and opportunities associated with implementing micro-credential programs. And we also look at the potential impact of micro-credential on individual learners, institutions, and the broader society. So to ensure the quality and relevance of the materials we reviewed, our research or the search extended to peer-reviewed journal articles, conference papers, full text reports, blog posts. Of course, when we say blog posts and things like that, we ensure that there's identifiable authorship for those. For broader context, we considered materials published from 2015 onwards. So we used recognized scholarly and multidisciplinary database. So of course that include Google Scholar, Elsevier, and of course official journal websites and institutional websites. So we consider both empirical and theoretical studies, and the selection process used to provide a well-rounded perspective. So to guide our review, we use range of key search terms such as micro-credentials and lifelong learning, micro-credentials and employability, AI related to micro-credential, and things like that. We also look at the reference sections of some of these resources to find further relevant materials. And with our initial search, we end up with around 426 articles, but going through the actual details of each article, like looking through abstract content and some other information, we removed a number of articles and then end up with around 52 resources to use. These selected resources were comprehensively analyzed and aligned with our research question. So, unlocking employability, sorry, unlocking employability skills. So, as you know, micro-credentials are transforming education and employability by offering flexibility, efficiency, and cost-effective way to acquire new skills and knowledge, which I already explained earlier. And this approach, which actually leverage digital technologies and has gained significant traction, particularly among young generation, because they don't want to spend too much time going to do a traditional degree. In other words, they don't want to spend like 4 or 5 years doing one degree with it. They want to take more appropriate real-world skills to do something useful. Learners often prefer short format, skill-focused credentials over traditional degree programs. The shorter duration of these programs allow learners to balance professional and personal commitments while keeping up with the rapid pace of changing in industry skill demands. So micro-credentials have also emerged as a valuable supplement to formal degrees, which can address or it actually addressing the growing demand for high-level cognitive skills in the workplace. So one of the key strengths of micro-credential is their alignment with specific industry needs. So by prioritizing practical job-ready skills, micro-credentials can help students articulate industry-recognized competencies, making them more attractive to employers because they are directly relevant to the job that they are doing. So which means like the employers are more attractive and they are more likely to send their employees to follow similar sort of courses. They are particularly effective in bridging the gap between traditional academic knowledge and the real-world skills, particularly needed in fast-changing job market. So additionally, micro-credentials are highly inclusive and accessible and recognizing abilities that might not be reflected in traditional degrees. So this inclusivity is crucial for providing opportunities to particularly to disadvantaged groups. as well as for reskilling and upskilling individuals in response to emerging workforce needs. Employers value micro-credentials, as I said, because they offer clear evidence of candidate's skill, and it's also signal commitment to lifelong learning. So if you think about like traditional degrees, the learners usually end at very early stage of their, as soon as they finish their schools, whereas with micro-credentials, where there's no like age limit, so it could be like allowing sort of a lifelong learning opportunity, which eventually enhance both employability and employee retention. For learners, the benefits are clear. So micro-credentials provide a pathway to better job prospects, of course, career stability, and even it can improve the income. In technical fields, for instance, they are particularly leading due to the rapidly growing skill landscape and the need to address the skill gaps. Employers overwhelmingly support the implementation of micro-credentials and expect academic institutions to adopt them as a way to bridge the gap between education and industry. Overall, micro-credentials empower individuals to showcase their abilities, enhance their career prospects, and stay competitive in the job market. So by offering flexible, targeted learning opportunities and validating non-traditional learning experiences, micro-credentials create a bridge between academic and as well as industry that ensure the learners are well prepared for success in today's workplace. So the next thing I want to talk about is the lifelong learning. So as I said, if you remember the research question that we were focusing on, so lifelong learning is one of the key part that we considered, so which has become essential in our modern world. So you can't just say that you complete a degree maybe 10 years ago and if you believe that you can survive in today's fast changing world, particularly with the revolution with AI, then it will not be sustained in long run. So which means like you need to have like a lifelong learning journey in order to continue with the pace of the way the world is moving. So with rapid technology advancement and the emergence of new industries, traditional education models where individuals earn a degree and then enter workforce are no longer sufficient. So lifelong learning ensures that individuals can continuously update their skills and knowledge to thrive in society or whatever the job they are doing, or even to in the job market. If they want to change their job, they can easily change because they are creating and they are generating new knowledge. They are updating day by day, so they can easily compete a graduate who are just graduating uh, when they're actually in their 10th years in the same job, for example. So micro-credentials are emerging as a powerful enabler of lifelong learning. So these short, focused learning opportunities help individuals to upskill and reskill, adapting to evolving job market demands. The European approach to micro-credentials, including the Common Micro-Credential Framework, exemplifies how structured, high-quality courses can complement traditional degrees or enhance professional development. So, based on our research from the service findings that we found, such as Canadian Employers National Survey, which actually highlight how micro-credentials support lifelong learning and employee retention. So by validating newly acquired skills, micro-credentials help learners stay current with industry standards, improving employability and career prospects. So their flexible modular design makes them accessible to diverse groups, including working professionals and non-traditional learners. For busy adults, micro-credentials offer the flexibility and affordability that traditional degree programs often lack. They provide a structured, targeted way to address the skill gap while empowering individuals to integrate learning seamlessly with their work lives. So by promoting lifelong learning, microcredentials not only enhance individual career growth, but also serve as a bridge between education and the ever-changing demands of the labor market, as I said a number of times. So the conclusion here that we can say microcredentials are essential tool for fostering culture of lifelong learning. They enable people to adapt to a dynamic workforce, validate their skills, and enhance their employability. As a key component of modern education, they connect learning and work, ensuring individuals remain competitive in an ever-evolving, if you think about from the AI point of view, AI-driven world. So the most important thing that when we talk about this sort of micro-credentials, that how can we ensure the standards or the quality assurance? So it's critical to establish consistent standards and robust quality assurance for micro-credentials. So while my credentials have emerged as a powerful tool for upskilling and reskilling, their conceptualization varies widely across countries. So, for example, our research suggests that New Zealand views micro-credentials as skill-based courses outside traditional tertiary education, while countries like, for example, Malaysia, they uses them as a preparatory course for diplomas or degrees. Some nations like Spain have explicitly incorporated micro-credential into their national laws, while others like Sweden include them under uh, a broader quality assurance frameworks. This lack of unified definition and standardization leads to challenges in their recognition and credibility. So the proliferation of micro-credential has created confusion for students, particularly employers and to providers. Therefore, clear framework such as European Common Micro-Credential Framework are essential to ensure the quality, relevance, and value of these credentials. Assessment is another critical aspect. So, for micro-credential to gain trust, they must demonstrate mastery of skills through reliable evaluation methods. Innovative approaches such as project-based learning and authentic assessments are particularly effective in ensuring learners acquire real-world skills. These methods not only enhance learning of someone's learning, but also build employer confidence in the value of micro-credentials. Collaboration is key to addressing these challenges. So, for example, if you think about academic institutions, government, and employers, they all must work together to develop a quality assured program. Transparency in assessment methods, clear recognition frameworks, and ongoing feedback from learners are vital for fostering trust. Additionally, providing comprehensive support services such as career counseling and technical assistance, those things will further strengthen the credibility and accessibility of micro-credentials. So here we can say that micro-credentials hold great potential for lifelong learning and employability. However, their success particularly depends on the robust quality assurance and effective assessment and widespread recognition. So by addressing these challenges, we can unlock their full potential for to bridge education and employability. So discussion or could say a summary here. So finally, I want to summarize some key points. So micro-credentials have emerged as a transformative approach to learning, which offer flexible, accessible, and affordable pathway to skill development. They allow learners to address specific career goals, fill skill gaps, and personalize their educational journey. So by leveraging online delivery, micro-credential open doors for diverse learners, regardless of their location or regardless of their schedule. They enable individuals to build knowledge incrementally and adapt to ever-changing workforce demands. However, while the potential of micro-credential is immense, challenges remain. So low awareness, doubt about their value, and industry recognition issues hinder their sort of adoption more widely. Many perceive micro-credentials as less prestigious than traditional degrees, and concerns about limited social interaction in this program also a concern. Additionally, some worry about relying solely on micro-credentials and fearing potential bias in hiring or career progression. Despite these challenges, micro-credentials offer exciting opportunities, particularly for marginalized groups, by enhancing workforce participation and economic security. Recognition, however, remains inconsistent across countries. So, because different countries follow different approach, to overcome these barriers, the stakeholders must collaborate. For instance, embedding micro-credential into higher education can enhance student learning and workforce readiness. So an example could include incorporating behavioral science credentials into STEM programs to develop essential soft skills like uh, communication and adaptability. So to maximize impact, micro-credential programs must prioritize accessibility, relevance, and skill development, leveraging frameworks like the credential transparency description language can ensure micro-credentials are easily understood and searchable. Additionally, we can say aligning curricula with industry needs and fostering interdisciplinary courses will increase their societal and educational value. Of course, the future of micro-credential depend on a collective effort involving not just the universities or educators, but also government, industry, and several other parties. I mean, that also include learners. By addressing the challenges and taking opportunities, we can harness micro-credential to create a more inclusive, adaptable, and future-ready workforce, like, as I said, AI-driven world. So that's all I want to say, and thank you for listening.